How do I make her obsessed with me? How do I attract women? This is what you got to understand. How do you maintain attraction? Well, it's very simple. There's this one core thing that you have to understand. It's fundamental to every relationship. And looks, money, and status is not going to save you. You could have all the looks, all the money, and all the status, drive that Ferrari. I don't care. 6'5", six-pack abs. It ain't going to save you if you don't understand this one simple thing. Because you see, all those things become invisible when you don't demonstrate this one simple thing. And what this is options. You have to demonstrate that you have more options than every other guy that she can be with and every guy that she's been with in the past. Otherwise, she's going to love that guy that cheated on her more than she loves you. You know how you beat that guy? You cheat on her twice as much as he cheated because your value is directly correlated to how many options you have. You know what happens when you cheat? You show that you have options. There's nothing unattractive about cheating because cheating shows that you have options. A man without options can't cheat, meaning he's an unattractive man. Attraction is directly correlated to how many options you have. So there's no such a thing as connection. You see, a woman will sit down on a date with a guy that doesn't care about her at all. And he's not trying to connect at all, but she feels a connection. She feels a spark. She tells all her friends, I finally met the one. Because that guy is so much more valuable than her because he gets laid so much more than every other guy that she's ever been with. And he gets laid more than she can get laid. That's it. She looks at that guy as a superior to all the other dudes she's ever been to, and now she feels a connection. The connection is that she wants him. She needs to have him because he's better than everybody else. Because she knows she will live a better life with him, or at least she thinks she will live a better life with him because he's more valuable than everybody else. So, you gotta understand this. Inflating your looks, money, and status is going to raise your value. And what happens when you raise your value? Well, you have more options in the dating market. So when you raise your value, you raise your amount of options. Meaning if you raise your amount of options right now, you're gonna raise your perceived value. Perceived. See, you could have a bunch of girls around you and girls are gonna think that you're rich. They're gonna think, well, you must have a Ferrari. Like when a guy has a 10 out of 10 next to him, two 10 out of 10s, three 10 out of 10s, what do you think right away? Oh, they're paid for. Oh, he's just got money. Instantly. So options is literally directly correlated to all that value. So you wanna demonstrate value? Demonstrate that you have options. That's it. And you do this by not caring. You don't try to connect with her. You don't try to ever prove yourself on a date. You don't talk about anything that's deep and meaningful because guess what? You already get laid. You don't care to connect with her. Okay? Only the guy that never gets laid and he never has attention from women and he never talks to girls is looking for that connection. She looks at you, she goes, oh, you're the one guy that's not trying to connect or prove himself or talk about how he grew up and he did this and now he wants to do this with his life and he wants to go here and there and do this. Now she looks at you and she goes, why are you not trying to prove yourself? Why are you so abundant? Why do you not care? Why? Every other guy gets on his knees and starts begging for my approval and you just don't care. And that's the connection. That's the obsession. That's how she gets obsessed with you. She gets obsessed with you because you are the one guy that she can't figure out, that she can't have, and the one guy that is more valuable than everybody else. Remember, you are strictly transactional. As a man, you have to offer something. So that means your value needs to be high. You need to have resources. How do you demonstrate that you have resources? You don't even need resources. You don't. You just demonstrate that you don't care. Because if you don't care, you must have so many women around. And if you have so many women around, you must be rich and you must have resources. The same way having resources must mean that you have a bunch of girls around. Because if you drive a Ferrari, everybody's going to think you always get laid. It's the same way. You flip it around and it still works. Now, here's the thing. Looks, money, and status is not going to save you because you could have all the looks, money, and status in the world, but if you don't understand this and you don't understand how to maintain attraction in a relationship, she's still going to leave you because all those things become invisible if you don't act right. If you start simping and acting just like the guy who's broke and desperate, well, guess what? She's going to look at you and go, oh, you're not as attractive as the guy that drives the Camry that didn't text me for a week, that I have to always reach out to first. That guy still gets laid more than you. And you drive a Ferrari, then it's even worse. Now you drive a Ferrari and you're jacked and you still look like you get no women. That's even worse because now she goes, there must be something really wrong with you that you have all these things and you still can't get laid. So looks, money, and status, guess what? Looks, money, and status is not what's actually attractive. What's attractive is what it indicates. And what it indicates can be erased like this because that indication can be totally wiped if you don't continue to portray or to continue showing and demonstrating that you have options through you being a simp, through you doing whatever the hell she wants you to do. all those things become invisible. So it's not the looks and the money and status that's attractive. What's attractive is what it indicates, which is options. Why? Because if you have money, you have something that every woman wants, which is resources. They need that to survive. So when she looks at you and she goes, you drive a Ferrari, you have resources. I know other women find you attractive. When she looks at you and she goes, you're in shape and you have a nice nose or whatever it is, she goes, okay, you have genetics that are going to ensure the survival of my child, and my child will also be able to reproduce and we can secure a lineage. And she goes, I know other women also want that. That's attractive. It's not the actual shape of your nose that's attractive. What's attractive is the fact that it demonstrates that you have options. Why do women love bad boys? They don't want to be disrespected. They don't want to be with a guy that's always mean and doesn't care. What's attractive is what that lack of care and that disrespect shows. It shows that the man always gets laid because he doesn't care to be nice. He doesn't care if he disrespects her once in a while and she's upset. He doesn't care. And you only wouldn't care if you already get laid, right? Imagine if you had a bunch of girls around. You wouldn't care to be nice all the time. You wouldn't care because you get laid. So what is she going to do? Leave you? Okay, great, leave. You can replace her. Not a problem. But the good boy, the guy that buys her flowers, sits on FaceTime with her until 4 a.m, well, guess what? That dude is just indicating one thing and one thing only. He's not showing that he cares and that he's a good man and he's loyal and he's such a good boyfriend. No, he's just showing that he never gets laid and he'll go out of his way to do whatever it takes to seek approval, to get approval from this girl, and to hope to maintain the relationship, which, in fact, that's how you lose the relationship. Trying to maintain it is how you lose it. If you focus on a woman, you lose the woman. If you focus on trying to make the woman happy, you are going to make her unhappy. You are going to actually disappoint her, and you're going to make her feel like, you know what, I need to go find another man. She now feels like she needs to go find another man. She wants to find someone better because now she looks at you and she goes, you're not safe. Instead of spending your time going out there, achieving things, and acquiring more resources so that you could provide for us, no, what you're doing is you're cuddling in bed with me. Now she looks at you as this pathetic loser with no options. Now she's instantly turned off. The attraction, the obsession, it all comes from you demonstrating that you have more options than every other guy. And this includes the guys that she's been with in the past. If she's been with a guy that cheated on her, guess what? The only way she's going to love you more than she loves that ex that cheated on her is by you cheating on her even more. Because the less you care, the higher value you seem. If you had 1,000 girls, you wouldn't care about one. You would only care about one girl if you had only one girl. So the less you care about her, the more attractive you are. And you have to be more attractive than that guy in her past. Otherwise, she's going to always find that dude as her best option. She's always going to look at him. She's going to think about him when you guys are in bed together, okay? Because that dude was the one guy that she couldn't have, the one guy that was more valuable than all the other guys, the one guy that never gave her commitment. So guess what? Give her even less commitment. Now she finds you more attractive than him. He cheated on her twice, cheated on her 4 times. Now she loves you. Now she finally gets over that guy because now she found someone better. Better is not you being more loyal, not you being more kind, not you being a pushover, not you buying her flowers, sitting on FaceTime, being her best friend. No, better is your value being higher. And your value is directly correlated to how many options you have. And if you had more options, you wouldn't care. So the more options you have, the less you care, meaning your value is directly correlated to how little you care and how willing you are to let her go and how much you don't care if she's upset or sad about something that you did. You don't care. You don't react. There's no emotion coming out of you. You are who you are. She's privileged to be with you. She should feel blessed to be with you. And that's the way it is. And it's my way or the highway. That's it. And now she looks at you as the one guy, the only guy that she wants, obsessed with you. She doesn't even look at another dude. Some guy walks up to her, tries to cold approach her. Some dude walks up to her and tries to get her number. She doesn't even look at them. You know those girls you see all the time on those Ray-Ban glasses videos where the girl doesn't even look at the guy, ignores him? That's because she's with a dude that is so high with options. He's demonstrating such an insane amount of options that she's closed to the market totally. Those girls that don't talk to that guy when those guys with the Ray-Ban glasses, the cold approach dudes approach them, those girls are not guys with loyal men. Those girls are with men that are either like in a situationship with them where they're trying to attain that guy that they can't get to commit, or they're with a guy that is with them and has a bunch of resources, money, look, status, and doesn't give a shit about them either. Is never there. He just doesn't care. He's never emotional. He's with other women. He has multiple girls on his roster. That's the guy that she stays quiet for. She doesn't stay quiet for the loyal man. You know what women do when they're with a loyal man? They entertain other guys. That loyal dude is boring. He's not emotionally stimulating. She knows his every move. She knows he's not going to leave her. She can act however she wants to act. That's why those girls go to the club and do whatever the hell they want to do and argue with their boyfriends and send them all those paragraphs. That's why your girl is doing that to you, because you only have her and she knows you only have her. And if she acts however she acts, she can act wrong. What are you going to do? Leave her? You got nobody else. That's it. You want a woman to be obsessed with you? Never give her 100% commitment and demonstrate that you have more options than every other guy she's ever been with in the past. That's it. Obsession, attraction, that's all that it is.